Hi, this is Erica Dyer with Incoherent Ramblings of a Crazy Bitch, and with me is my producer, Nick.
Hello, hello.
Hi, Nick. How are you today?
I'm doing good. What are we talking about this week?
Well, I think I want to talk about when the girls and I went to Mexico.
Dear Lord.
Well, what could be wrong, Nick? 3 single ladies south of the border, all-inclusive vacation. What could go wrong?
This sounds like a Skinamax movie. The beginning of a Skinamax movie is what it sounds like.
It almost was. So me and my friend Jennifer and Kathy decided to go on this vacation, right? Just us 3. Why not? Fuck it. We're going to go. So we get to Mexico and we get to this resort. And it's kind of late. We're from the Midwest. We're not used to all this heat and this air travel. And we get down south there and we realize it's kind of late at night. These fucking bitches, when we get to our room, they decide that they're going to take a nap. I'm like, fuck that shit. I ain't taking a damn nap. We just flew all the way to Mexico, which may not seem like a big deal for some of you, but fuck, we're from the Midwest. I'm surrounded by corn and soybeans. We're in Mexico.
How
so
long?
they go to take a nap.
How long was the flight?
It actually, so the flight itself was another thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't supposed to be very long, but we had a layover in Charlotte. And when we got to Charlotte, first of all, they couldn't put us on the plane right away. We had a little delay. Fine. They give us our plane. We get in the plane. We get in the air. I'm sitting next to a nice gentleman who did not like my chattering, but that's okay. Fucker listened to it. And we get up in the air and we're flying, right? And all of a sudden, the pilot comes on. We're going to have to return to the airport. We're leaking hydraulic fluid. And I look at Kathy and Jennifer. I said, did he just say we were leaking hydraulic fluid? Is that bad? I mean, I don't know. I'm not a pilot. So we turn around and we fly back to fucking Charlotte, right? And as we're flying back, and the pilot's like, there might be trouble with the landing gear.
Oh my God.
We're like, oh, that might be bad. So this was just our start, right? So we fucking get down and they go to land the plane and there's all these fire trucks and ambulances and police cars. They're all surrounding the plane. And it wasn't until that point I thought, this could have been a bad situation. I mean, I don't know. I don't fly a lot. So they unload us. And we get in the fucking airport. And we're sitting there. We're like, God damn it. We're supposed to be in fucking Mexico right now drinking. And then they bring another plane. But see, that other plane was supposed to be for all the people that are waiting to go to Mexico. Like before, after we left. They gave us their plane. They made these people sit there and they delayed those other people and put all of us on their plane and flew us to fucking Mexico.
Oh my God.
See, it was meant to be. We were meant to be in Mexico.
Yes, because the plane tried killing you. That didn't work. And then they were just like, screw it. We're sending you to Mexico on another plane.
Well, now that I look back, I probably could have sued for some anxiety.
That's true.
You made me anxious. I can't fly no more. So we get to Mexico. The ride from the airport to the resort was perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Get into, as long as perfectly fine for you is, people standing around, police standing around with machine guns and stuff like that. It was perfectly fine. We saw that everywhere. And we get to our resort and there's some man being beaten in his car outside of the resort. I kid you not. This man, his car was sitting there. He was like halfway out of the car and these people were beating him, but we're like, hey, it's not on the resort. So as long as they get us Americans past that border, we'll be okay. Just get us through those resort gates. That is freedom right there.
Whatever happens on the outside of the resort, nobody talks about.
Yeah, exactly. To this day, I don't know if that man was okay. I don't know why they were beating him, but whatever. We got on the resort. So
was this like a Sandals or any particular resort or anything?
Oh, God, what was the name of it? It had blue in the name. It was some big chain in Mexico. Great place. All I remember is it had blue in the name. And it was an all-inclusive resort. Now, it did have children there. Ugh.
Boo.
But, not a lot of children. But so it wasn't an adults-only resort. But it was a chain. So they get us in there and they check us in, and we're all thinking we're fancy because they greet you with drinks. This is an all-inclusive resort, so the first thing they do is start plying you with alcohol. That's a mistake, okay? Because if it's free, I'm going to take it. So we get there and we get to our room, and Kathy and Jennifer are like, "Oh, I'm so tired. I want to lay down, take a nap." I'm like, "Fuck you, bitches. I paid for this vacation. We're going out." Well, they didn't. I did.
Oh, God.
So I proceeded to spend God knows how long finding every single bar on that resort. Now, remember, it's all inclusive. So I'm walking around this resort. Then I'm stumbling around this resort, finding, and this was the kind of resort that had 2 or 3 restaurants, 2 or 3 bars. It was big enough. They had a golf cart that would drag these these carts behind them. It was like a hop-on, hop-off golf cart that's all they did is they drove around the resort, and you could hop on, hop off at the different bars. Well, fuck it. That's what I did all damn night. Honestly, I don't know where all I went. I kid you not. Because in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, Erica, you're from the Midwest. You shouldn't be out here by yourself. The other half of me, the naughty half, was like, Erica, you're in the fucking Mexico all-inclusive resort. Fuck them bitches. Well, then I had to try to find my room because I don't know what fucking room we're in. All I did was drop off my suitcase and hightail it out. So I knew the building. I really kind of got lucky on the building, but I knew the building. And I had a key card, but I wasn't positive what door was mine. So I proceeded to walk up and down the hallways, trying my key in every fucking door. Try the key, will you open? Try the key, will you open? Try the key, will you open? Until I finally found my room. And I could hear Kathy and Jennifer actually at one point, because I knew I was getting close, because I heard them say, "Is that Erica?" Because I'm like, "Hello, hello, will my key work on this door?" Now, I'm a little surprised nobody opened their door for me. It's a little insulting, actually, when I look back. I would have opened the door.
You're from the Midwest. I'm sure some people are scared of you, and they just are just like, "Nope, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. This is how horror movies start. Nope, we're not doing this."
I know, which is what's really funny is the more I drink, the more my southern drawl comes out. So in the beginning, it's like, "Hello, my name is Erica," and then it's like, "Hello, my name is Erica. Let me in. Let me in." You want me in there? Trust me. So finally, I found them. I found them bitches. And we went to bed. But that was only day one. We were there for 4 days.
That's more like half the first half day because of The flight and everything.
Yes, exactly. So the next day, we get up, we do our thing, we go and walk around, all that shit. But again, it's all inclusive. So we jump on this hop on, hop off thing, and we're riding around this goddamn resort. And we end up at this bar. And I'm thinking it's late, but and time has no meaning when you're in a building with no light. So we're in this bar, and they're plying us with alcohol. And so I'm wearing this push-up bra. I'm wearing a tank top and this push-up bra. My titties looked really fucking good, Nick. So they I'm a little impressed right now. So my titties looked really good. And I hear Kathy to the right of me, and she's talking to the bartender. And I don't know what the fuck she's saying. I'm drinking, right? They're just plying me with alcohol. Every time my glass is empty, they're giving me another one. And Kathy goes, Erica, come on, come with me. I'm like, okay, where are we going, right? So she walks me around. This fucking bitch. She walks me around back to the kitchen. And she goes, they're going to pay me. And it wasn't even very much. It was in fucking pesos. They're going to pay me so-and-so pesos. I know. To fill you up. And I said, to what? She goes, just lift your shirt. I'm fucking drunk off my ass. So I'm like, okay.
You know what? Only true friends whore you out.
I wish I could say that was her first time.
Oh my God! Well, we'll save that for another episode.
That was my 30th birthday. So, so I'm standing there, and you got these little Mexican cooks and all the bartenders, and they're all coming up, and I don't know what they're saying. I do not speak Spanish. I wish I did. And they're feeling me up, and they're like grabbing my tits, and they're squeezing. They're like, ah, ha, 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 and they're squeezing my tits, and they're nodding. They're like, ah, ha, ha. And they all go through their line, and they walk away. And Kathy goes, come on. And we go back out to the bar, and they give her money. They slapped it down, and she's laughing. She's like, she goes, they paid me to fill you up. I said, joke's on them. Because this is a fucking padded push-up bra. I didn't feel shit. So I sat there. We're sitting at this bar. And, of course, this is a resort, so there's all kinds of people there. And I undid my bra, and I put it down one arm, and I put it down the other, and I pull it out. And I kid you not, I still have this bra. The fucking padding on this bra is like 2 inches thick. And I said, I didn't feel a thing. This is what they were fucking feeling. And these guys looked at this bra, and they're like, we want our money back. And Kathy's like, oh, hell no, you're not getting your money back. And I'm laughing and laughing. Fuck no, you ain't getting your money back. That's what your asses get for trying to pay to feel up a titty. So we're sitting there. Night ain't done yet. We're sitting there and we're drinking, right? So then we go outside, and I fall in this fucking, I realize it's daylight, and I fall in this fountain. And I'm
you realize it's daylight. It just like,
I realize
it's like, yeah. The resort sounds like Vegas, where just like everything's walled in and there's no windows. Like even the windows are like, tinted or whatever. You don't know what time it is at all. It's just, you're just there.
Yes, that's exactly what it's like. So I realize it's daylight. And I fall in this fountain. There's actually pictures of me and Jennifer dancing in this fountain, all wet. Kathy, she was actually pretty sober at that time. She was like the only sober one. And she's like, you know what? You guys are cut off. You guys can't drink no more. We need to get some food into you. So she leads us like a couple of children, hold hands, and we're going to lead you over to the buffet. So there's Jennifer and I sitting there, and there's some of these people at this bar, or at this buffet. Look, I'm already thinking of bar. They're at this buffet, and they're giving us shots. Kathy's up at the fucking buffet trying to get us food to sober us up, and there's people coming over to our table and sitting shots down on our table. And at this point, I'm telling you, anybody that drinks, you know as well as I do that you get to the point to where alcohol, it tastes like water. Yeah. It absolutely tastes like water. And we were doing shots, and Kathy comes back, and she's yelling at these people, get away from them, get away from them, quit giving them alcohol. Because she knew she was going to have to try to get us back to the room.
That's when hell of a resort. Even at the buffet, they're just like, here, take these shots, these drinks, these whatever. Just take them.
I wish that was the end of the night, though. But it's not. It's not. So we go back to our favorite bar with our favorite bartenders. And I was hungry. You know, I really didn't eat anything at the buffet because I was too busy drinking alcohol that people were giving me at the buffet. So I'm sitting back at the bar, and all I could think of is, hey, don't they have salted nuts at bars? I want nuts. I want nuts. I'm walking around. You got nuts. You got nuts. I want nuts. I want nuts. I sit down at this one table. I honestly don't know who these gentlemen were, but I can honestly say they were not American nor Mexican. I'm thinking German. And I'm like, do you care if I eat your nuts? They had a little bowl of nuts. And I grabbed their nuts and I put them in my mouth, and I'm like, your nuts aren't salty. Blah, I don't like your nuts. And I
oh my God,
these fucking nuts. And they're looking at me like, who the fuck is this? So I'm just walking around this bar trying to eat people's nuts. But hey, a lot of women have been there, and maybe men too. You know, hey, we just want to eat a nut, a salty nut. So the point that got us to know it's time to take Erica back. I can remember it clearly. There was this, and that's the thing. I don't get blackout drunk. Unfortunately, I drink, and I may drink to excess. But I remember what happens, which can oftentimes be a bad thing. And I remember seeing one of those little tables like you would see at a bar. And I remember the table getting closer and closer. It was like one of those slow motion falls where I fell on the table and proceeded to roll off the side of it. So Kathy, bless her heart, Kathy, had to load us onto one of those golf carts and take us back to the room. Well, you know how hotels, you've been in hotels, Nick, right? You've been in hotels, and they have unlimited hot water.
Yep.
So I'm like, I'm going to take a shower. So they got this nice big shower. It doesn't have a bathtub. It's like one of those big, you know, you're thinking Mexico where people go for romantic stays and shit like that. And we go in and there's this big shower, and I said, I'm going to take a shower. And I turned the shower on, and I laid on the shower floor where I proceeded to lay for like 12 hours. I kid you not. I'm laying on this shower because it never got cold. And I'm laying on this shower floor. And this shower's, I'm surprised I didn't lose some skin because this shower is beating on me. And I hate to say it because I did drink to excess. I did get a little sick. But you know, the drain's right there. So I'm like, bleh.
I mean, that sounds ideal because once again, you're in the shower. It's warm. And if you get sick, it's once again, like you said, it's just going to go down the drain. So I mean, it's not that bad.
Yes.
The 12-hour thing though is a little. That's wow. That's
So this is how you know how long it was. So finally, at some point during the next day, I was literally there all night. Them fucking bitches left me laying there in that shower with it running all night. They're like, Erica might be dead or have alcohol poisoning, but fuck it, we're tired. So they went to sleep. At some point, I was able to crawl. I couldn't walk. I fucking crawled from the shower into bed with Jennifer. Little does Jennifer know, she slept naked with me. Fuck you, bitch. That's what you get for not helping me get dressed. I couldn't get dressed.
And I assume you're soaking wet because you've been in the shower for this whole time. So
yes, I'm soaking wet, and I crawl up into the bed. I'm like crawling on the floor, soaking wet, and I get up in the bed and I crawl into bed with Jennifer. Next day, we get up, and I feel a little better. We get up, and Kathy looks above, like our one doorway, and she goes, wow, this is all bubbled up here. I wonder why it's all bubbly. And she touches it with her finger, and her finger goes through the plaster because all the moisture from the hot water in the shower had caused the plaster on the walls to bubble up, and her fucking hand went through the ceiling or through that hole. Oh my God. I said, we're not going to say anything. We're not going to tell them. We just took like a 12-hour fucking shower.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess, but with it being an all-inclusive resort, they have to skimp on some things, and apparently it's plaster and wall and the whole building structure of the hotel room.
Oh my God. So then we go out, right? I'm drained. I'm tired. Man, Erica ain't used to partying like this. I partied like I was fucking 20 years old again, and I'm not 20. And we go out, and we decide to go a place for breakfast. And I'm sitting there. I'm sitting there at this breakfast table, and there's Jennifer to my left, and there's Kathy across from me. And this waiter comes up. I don't know this dude from Adam, right? And he comes up and he's saying something to me. Again, I wish I knew Spanish, but I don't. And I'm like smiling. Yeah, I don't know what you're saying. And he walks away and he comes back. I still have this. He had this little paper man that he had made out of a folded paper where you could hold the paper, the head and the feet, and pull it apart and a little penis pops out. And he comes up to me and he goes, aha, boyfriend. I'm like, was I fucking going around this resort telling people I don't have a fucking man? This fucking bartender or waiter, who I have no idea who it is, gives me this penis paper mache little man you pull up and a little penis pops out. I still have that little penis man. I do. And I asked them, I said, what the fuck did I do last night? And they go, oh, I don't know, man. You were out the night before, too. I'm like, I don't remember. Lunchtime comes, right? We go to another place, a little buffet. And I'm sitting there, and this server comes up, a woman. And she's chattering. She's like, Erica! And I'm like, hello? Hi, yes. I am Erica. How are you? Erica's here! And there she's like waving people over. Erica! They were fucking taking pictures with me. Nick, I kid you not, to this day, I don't know what the fuck I did in Mexico.
You probably saved a dolphin or something. Who knows?
I don't know what I did in Mexico. But they took pictures with me, and they called me their best friend. Maybe I have a boyfriend in Mexico. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But I guess I had a good time. That was my experience with an all-inclusive resort. And then we tried to come home.
Oh, God.
So I say try to come home because, we're all tired and we're drained, all three of us. There was other things involved. We went parasailing where God, this young, a very attractive young man tried to hit on me. Of course, at the time, I wasn't sure that's what he was doing, but he was hitting on me. And he said he liked me from head to toes. And I'm like, I don't understand what that means, but I see it now. And so there was lots of things that happened. We did other things. We went swimming in our neighbor's pool. They had a little balcony where they had a pool. We decided to go swim in their pool one night without them knowing. But then it was time to come home. And everybody from the plane, we all go to the airport and we go to check in for our flight. And we're all waiting and we're tired. And you can tell when you're leaving a resort like that and you're at the airport, you can tell, yeah, they had a good fucking time and they had a good fucking time. And we're sitting there and the plane was delayed and delayed and delayed. And finally they come on and saying the flight was canceled. We're like, canceled? I'm an American. You can't cancel my flight. I can't get home. It was canceled. So the airline put us all up, every single person on that flight, in a hotel room. They gave us a meal voucher. They booked us for a flight the next day. Unfortunately, I had thrown my toothbrush away because I take toothbrushes that are really cheap and you can just toss them. So I didn't have a toothbrush, so I'm doing the whole finger and toothpaste thing, and I'm trying to brush my fucking teeth. Yeah. So we stay the night in the hotel, and we think, ha, we got an extra day in Mexico. Go back the next day. Well, when they rebooked this entire fucking flight, right? Entire fucking flight. We're all standing in this big-ass line, and Kathy, Jennifer, and I, we get up there, and they look, and they're like, looking for our names, and they're like, we don't show you on this flight. And they look, and we're like, oh, what do you mean you don't show us on this fucking flight? They look, oh, you're scheduled for next year to return to America. And we're like,
shit.
Next year? That's funny. Where's our seats? And they're like, no, this flight's full. Okay, now let's get this straight here. We thought that shit was funny at first. But now you're saying we can't get back to America? Because you done gave our fucking seats up? So they had to book us on a flight that wasn't even ours. Not their airline. They booked us on a different flight. We were supposed to go into Charlotte and then back to our home state. Instead, they flew us to fucking Texas and then flew us back to our home state in the Midwest. And, of course, there's this huge fucking layover. I mean, the seats were really nice, but god damn, we're just trying to get fucking home here. Erica's trying to figure out what the fuck happened in Mexico. Come on now.
Did you check your camera at the end of the trip and be like, oh my god, what did I do?
You know what, Nick? This was before we carried cell phones everywhere. I mean, I had a cell phone, but I left it in the room. Thank God we don't have pictures. Although maybe I do want pictures. But I have kids now, so I don't want pictures. It's probably good not to have pictures. Some things should not be remembered.
Oh, man.
But I have talked to these two ladies about going on another trip, so we'll see. We'll see.
I think y'all either need to go to Mexico again or go to Vegas and see what's up.
Oh my God, I so want to go to Vegas. I do have a story about Vegas. So this is a short and simple one. Erica cannot do tequila shots. I went to Vegas last year with a girlfriend. I have never traveled with this woman before. Friends with her for ages, but never traveled with her. And she did want to go to Vegas. And I'm like, hell yeah, we can go to Vegas. But we'll have to save that for another story.
Yeah, definitely. Because it's Vegas, and whatever happens in Vegas, I guess happens on this
yeah.
podcast.
Oh yeah, there's some shit about Vegas too. So we'll talk about that later.
Okay. Let me ask this: How far back did you go to Vegas? How far back did the story take, or when did it happen?
Was January. It was January of last year, so January of 2021.
Okay, so then I was gonna say because I think I'm pretty sure that weed was legal then in Vegas. So
she wouldn't get any. Actually, what I said was, I'd like to try a little something. I'm a little innocent. And she goes, well, I don't know what they have here. I said, I've always wanted to try acid. She goes,
oh my God.
Erica, I wasn't talking acid. I was talking like marijuana. Well,
apparently she wanted to go to 11 real quick. Oh man, yeah, you gotta crawl before you walk. You can't just do that.
Yeah, I don't really do drugs.
Yeah,
often.
Yeah, drugs are bad. That's what my guidance counselor said in high school. But no, I think that's the Mexico trip for this episode.
Okay.
If anybody has any questions for Erica, please email us at ericadyerpodcast@gmail.com. The podcast is also on Twitter and Instagram. We'll be posting things there constantly as this podcast goes on. But any last words, Erica?
No, just I am so glad the borders are back open. I want to travel again. Where should I travel? Let me know.